Can you give us an overview of the leadership integrated systems architecture for personal development, which you discuss in Chapter 10?
Yes, and I just love Lisa. That's Lisa, L-I-S-A. That is the, actually it's sort of more like learnership systems integrated architecture, because it takes everything that I have laid out in Chapter 1, everything from knowing about learning, knowing about your meaning, knowing about how systems thinking, situational learning, knowledge management, how all of the things we talked about became dynamic. And then in Lisa, what you have is everything has a piece of the showcase. It's a scary diagram. If you open the book and you look at that diagram, you said, I got to close that up because my mind can't handle it. But what I always tell people, and it's in my video on that section, is I am here to change the synapses in your mind. And if I don't get you to sleep and think and visualize what I just showed you, you're not getting it, because everything here in this diagram is on the move. How you satisfy your individual self, self-fulfillment. How do you satisfy your customer? High performance. How do you work within your community? The common good. How do you work in society? Human enlightenment. But then you have people who have a certain Myers-Briggs typology, which people know about. Some want this, some want that. We got left brain, right brain people that are switching back and forth. People don't want pictures, they only want words. Other people don't want words, they just want pictures. What happens is, my diagram says Lisa's here to say everything's on the move. And because we have, and I have, and you will now have, the dexterity and the dynamic nature that you will be able to shuffle these things around and change your synapses as needed, so that when you work in the personal, organizational, community, or societal arena, you are acting as a dynamic, learning individual, always on the move because your brain is on the move. And that is taught throughout the whole course. The whole course is about developing the ability to understand Lisa. But that's only to understand it. The application is to take it back and apply it in each one of your social domains. And if you're a senior and you're at your midlife change point of view, you're 45, 50, 55, and you're now looking for a new life, it says you can't design your new life based upon the old fabric. Because if you got 25 or 30 more years, you can start all over again and be a new, completely different person to really achieve the things you know how to articulate and go after. Why don't you change yourself now and become a fulfilled, highly desirable, knowledgeable, alive person as you move into your elderhood, so you are a mentor to everyone younger than yourself. So for me, it's helping the elders get better so the elders have a better life, so that they have people listening to them, which goes all the way back to their children and their grandchildren. So there's a huge cycle of life here where you can put a whole family with 3 generations studying the same stuff, looking at it from different points of view, and having the more senior people give perspective and frameworks to younger people who can then see how that framework would help them walk up the ladders of success.
Is that going to be part 2 of your book, setting up a study and following people for the next 23 years? Wouldn't that be interesting?
It is, exactly. I'm 75. I just published a book a few months ago. In the book, in the appendix, it says you can take something away from this, because I've set it up that the people who go through it, who answer the questions in each chapter, can take what they believe to become their meaning, can take their learning and put it in the right places. I can then say to them, take that book, own what you said, and I will publish your book with me using my book, but it'll have all your answers to your life problems. It will become your documentation of your life and how you lived it and who you are now and what you want to achieve. And on top of that, if you want to start a business, we'll even do the branding piece, and we'll write a branding book for you too. So you can have a branding book, and you can have the details of who you're going to become, another book, and I can put together and publish 2 books for you, and that will be your, basically, if you're 55 or 60, you're on your way now to delivering the results for the future of you. So you're achieving the personhood that might have eluded you all of your life. So there's definitely things that people can take out, and I can simply say, how did that work for you? You invested 3 or 4 months with me going through this study program. And now you've put some skin in the game. You said you want to do these things. And now we've helped you have a book to be written and published, an ebook or a book about yourself, which you're going to give to your families. Are you going to go out and do it now? Are you going to live it? Because if you live it, that becomes your living legacy. And we have people today who are dying who have not left any kind of legacy other than a bunch of pictures in a shoebox. And we need people to be leaving real legacies for real living people who are following after them.